Cancer. You love deeply. When you attach with your whole heart. You remember small details. You protect the people you care about. You give comfort even when you are hurting. But in karmic cycles, your big heart can become a place where others rest without giving back. If you are here, something inside you is changing. You are still loving, but you are not overgiving the same way anymore. That tells me the cycle is closing. Hi, I'm Ira. These are the signs you are completing a karmic cycle. Let us begin. The first card is emotional awareness without denial. Cancer, before, you may have felt something was wrong, but you ignored it. You sensed distance. You felt imbalance, but you told yourself love requires patience. Now you are not denying what you feel. When something hurts, you admit it. When something feels one-sided, you acknowledge it. You are no longer protecting the connection at the cost of your own emotional truth. This is growth because you usually protect others before yourself. Now you are protecting your own heart too. In daily life, this shows when you stop making excuses for someone's behavior. You stop saying they are just stressed when the pattern is consistent neglect. When you allow yourself to feel the truth instead of softening it, the karmic lesson begins closing. The second card is reduced emotional overgiving. This is big for you. You are no longer pouring emotional energy endlessly hoping it will be returned. Before, you may have texted first, checked in constantly, offered support even when you were exhausted. You believed if you loved enough, the balance would shift. Now you are observing effort. If someone does not match your care, you pull back. You are not punishing, you are recalibrating. In practical life, this looks like waiting to see if they reach out. It looks like not offering advice unless asked. It looks like keeping some of your emotional energy for yourself. When you stop overgiving, karmic imbalance weakens. The third card is boundaries around emotional safety. Cancer needs emotional safety to feel secure. In karmic cycles, you may have tolerated mood swings, inconsistency, or emotional unavailability longer than you should have. Now you are not tolerating emotional instability the same way. If someone withdraws without explanation, you no longer chase immediately. If someone speaks harshly, you address it instead of absorbing it quietly. You are learning that protecting your peace is not selfish. In daily life, this shows as fewer emotional breakdowns caused by someone else's behavior. You step back instead of over-absorbing their mood. When you guard your emotional space, the karmic attachment starts to dissolve. The fourth card is release of rescue energy. Cancer often tries to save the person they love. You see their wounds. You see their potential. You believe your care can heal them. But this card shows you are no longer trying to rescue someone who refuses to grow. You understand now that emotional maturity cannot be forced. Love does not replace accountability. You are stepping back from fixing, comforting, and stabilizing someone who does not stabilize you in return. In daily life, this looks like not answering every late-night emotional call, not solving problems they create repeatedly, not carrying their emotional burden as your responsibility. When you stop rescuing, the karmic contract loosens. The fifth card is self-love over fear of abandonment. Cancer, this is one of the biggest karmic lessons for you. Sometimes you stayed, not because the connection was healthy, but because you feared being left. You feared the silence. You feared the empty space. You may have tolerated behavior that hurt you just to avoid losing the person completely. You convinced yourself that partial love was better than none. Now something has shifted. You would rather be alone than feel emotionally unsafe. This is not coldness. This is self-protection. You are realizing that love should not feel like constant anxiety. In daily life, this looks like not chasing when someone pulls away, not sending multiple messages when they go quiet, allowing space without panicking. When self-love becomes stronger than fear of abandonment, the karmic tie weakens permanently. The sixth card is emotional closure without final conversation. Cancer often wants heart-to-heart endings. You want truth. You want to express how you felt. You want emotional clarity. But this card shows you are no longer waiting for the perfect emotional discussion. You understand that some people cannot give you the depth you are capable of giving, and you are accepting that instead of fighting for it. You are not replaying memories constantly. You are not writing emotional messages in your head. You are allowing the story to end quietly. In practical life, this looks like not responding to emotional breadcrumbs, not reopening wounds to explain yourself again. When you can close your heart gently without chaos, the karmic chapter ends. The seventh card is loss of attraction to emotional unavailability. This is a major shift for Cancer. In karmic cycles, you may have been drawn to people who needed healing, people who were distant, people who gave you just enough to stay hopeful. Now that dynamic feels exhausting. You are no longer trying to earn love. You are no longer trying to prove you are worthy of consistency. If someone is emotionally unavailable, you see it quickly, and instead of trying to open them up, you step back. In daily life, this means you are attracted to calm energy, people who communicate clearly, people who show care without you having to beg for it. When emotional unavailability stops being attractive, the karmic magnet breaks. The eighth card is heart realignment. Cancer, when a karmic cycle ends, your heart resets. You begin attracting connections that feel safe instead of intense. You feel lighter. You feel less anxious about where you stand with someone. You feel more balanced emotionally. This card shows healthier love entering. Love that does not require constant reassurance. Love that feels steady. In practical life, you may notice smoother communication, more mutual effort, less emotional confusion. Your heart is not closing. It is becoming wiser. Cancer, emotional truth, reduced overgiving, protective boundaries, release of rescue energy, self-love, internal closure, loss of emotional unavailability attraction, heart realignment. These are powerful signs. If this resonated deeply, like and share so others who are healing emotional cycles can hear this message. If you want a personal reading to see what stable love is entering next, you can book a private session. Your affirmation: I choose love that feels safe. I release fear of abandonment. I protect my heart with wisdom. I deserve consistency and care. The karmic chapter is closing, and your heart is stronger than before.